Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news. It's Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman. Thank you for being with us this week. We feel like we've got a great program lined up, so many different things to share with you this week, and we're very, very excited about some big events coming up and also a special guest with us in studio. So lots of things at the Muskogee Creek Nation. We have a Creek citizen that's actually fighting on a big card, an MMA fighter, Mr. Thomas Longacre, Thunderkick. Thunderkick Fitness in Jinx is his home gym. We went up there and visited with him, talking about all the great things that he has going on at his gym. Not only that, but this big legacy card that he's fighting on coming up at the Hard Rock. Definitely wanted to share the good news about that, and so we'll have that for you today. And also our college, the College of the Muskogee Nation. Big week with accreditation, having the accreditation folks in town. We went over and talked with Dr. King, Dr. Bible, about that, and the president and the director of institutional effectiveness, letting us know everything ready to go with College of Muskogee Nation, this 10-year journey to accreditation, and they're so excited about that, and we're excited for them. And also, Principal Chief George Tiger started doing addresses to the Creek citizens, and we'll have his first one right here. We went over and filmed it, so we'll have the first one here for you today. See what's going on from the Chief's office, a little inside look on what he wants the citizens to hear and know going on at Muskogee Creek Nation. And also, after this first break, we got a very, very special guest in studio, Miss Nancy Mason from Muskogee Creek Nation Employment and Training, talking about their great programs, talking about the spring celebration, summer youth, all of that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this first break. You're watching Native News Today.
Momesh Harishungigo Imongin Hobidagi Ani Omaga Bomaha Hoye Imongin Oma Bonchomegigosh. For more information about Muskogee language preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
And welcome back to Native News Today. So glad to have you, and we are very glad to have a special guest now, Miss Nancy Mason with Muskogee Creek Nation Employment and Training, and she's going to be visiting with us today about some nice things that they have coming up, some big events and some deadlines to pass along to you out there we want to make sure and catch. But Nancy, thanks for being with us here on Native News Today.
Thank you for having me.
It's always great to talk with you and now to have you in studio because we have so many things happening at Employment and Training. Big event coming up, Spring Celebration next week. I know you're very excited.
We are. And Spring Celebration is actually a collaboration event with the Tribal Child and Youth Coalition. And so a lot of agencies are involved in this event.
For people out there that have never been to one, can you tell us a little bit about what goes on at these and why it's so neat for the kids?
Yeah, it's neat because it's a great fun day that's free.
Yeah.
And families can come out, and it's just something that you can do with your family on spring break. Some of the activities that we have are face painting, storytelling, playing stickball. There'll be some health and wellness screenings, as well as all of the resources from Creek Nation will be out there so that you can learn more about what's available. Kids can get a free haircut.
All right.
Yeah, parents can get a massage. So there'll be some extra benefits this year.
Okay, well, I definitely am going to have to book a massage
right.
and probably a haircut pretty soon. But I heard you have to have hair to get a haircut,
yes,
so might need to work on that.
Requirement.
But no, that's so neat. Different things, and that really brings me to my next point because it seems like it's a little bit different every time, and that's kind of with the mission of employment training. It's been around for many years. To date myself here, I actually was in summer youth program, thank goodness, and kept me out of trouble a lot of summers, working, having a job. So it's been around for several years, but it's really changed and went through lots of different, advancements and really progressive. I think that goes right along with the spring celebration. Don't you see that too?
Yeah, definitely. Things have changed continually, and that's why Spring Celebration does different things every year. Some of the same things, but we also want to improve and be innovative and have new things for people to experience. So they want to keep coming back.
Yeah, I think it's so cool. And the way that you guys coordinate it with spring break, that was on purpose, right?
Yes, definitely.
A lot of people with time to get out, and they're wondering, what are we going to do? This is a perfect example. And that's in Henrietta, right?
Yes, it'll be at the Henrietta High School gym.
Okay, very nice. New gym there,
Yes.
big space, lots of area out there to get immersed in Creek culture. Definitely don't want to miss that. And that's the 18th, you said?
It is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on that spring celebration, as she said. Massages, haircuts, Creek culture departments, maybe a little bit of information sharing out there.
Definitely.
You can learn a little bit about the departments. Yeah.
One thing I want to make sure that folks know is that we're going to have Kirk Smalley, who's a nationally known speaker on bullying and suicide.
Yeah. Great.
He'll be doing his presentation about 11:30 that day. So definitely come out and enjoy that information that he has to share. Like I said, he's got a great story to tell and share with everyone.
Wonderful, yeah, and I didn't even know about that. Folks out there, this once in a great wild chance to catch somebody like that probably doesn't come through very often.
Right.
So it's a great thing, and they're putting together there. And also a great thing, as I mentioned on a little bit, let's move into the employment and training, and specifically the employment and really some training too. But the summer youth program, so many kids get excited about getting a summer job, and really that program has just grown leaps and bounds. And as I said, it went from we just put them at a place that'll take them to now they can have these specified fields that they want to go into.
Yes.
Very, very neat, and there's still time to get those applications in, right?
There is. We are accepting applications through March 31st.
Okay.
They have to be turned in person or by mail.
Okay.
And as long as they're post dated on that last day, we would accept that as long as we have funds to serve everybody. And then we'll also be in the Southern Regional Office on Monday the 17th
Okay.
from 9 to 4. So if anybody in the Southern area wants to come in and turn their application in person, we'll have staff available to do that.
And I think too, on the other end of it, from the business standpoint, those businesses are coming to you guys more, right? You're getting good feedback from these businesses.
Yes, they have always usually really good responses. Even if they've had like a negative situation with a young person, they still want to work with our young people and help them to learn and get skills. So
Yeah, and that's what you got to have. You got to have both sides kind of working together, and they do such an excellent job with these businesses, and identifying places for these kids to work, and for the kids themselves, identifying, and having a goal. That's a large part of it, don't you think, Nancy? Because when they have a vision in front of them and they are able to do the summer job, not only does it give them a good thing to shoot for later in life, but it really helps out that business that they're at that summer, because they're going to really be bought in.
definitely, and a lot of those young people come back and get jobs at those same businesses once they finish their training or their schooling. So that's, I think, the great part of it.
Yeah, and one of my summer jobs, I think that when they first started doing that, I knew I wanted to get into this business, broadcasting, and letting people hear my voice all the time. No, but started out a radio station in high school, and just kind of got my chops there on the radio business, and saw how it worked, and really wanted to do it. So here I am today, and living proof that
Good.
you can get that started right there in employment training. So Nancy, thank you for all your information. March 18th, starting at 9 a.m.
Yes.
at the Henrietta High School gym. They're on Troy Aikman Drive in Henrietta, Oklahoma, for the spring celebration. Lots of great things going on out there, and you still got about a week and a half
Yes.
to get your applications into employment training in person at the Education and Training Building. That's got to get used to that.
Yeah, I
It's a
know.
new name there. Education and Training Building, or by mail, and as she said there, you can post date if you need to, and they'll take care of it for you. Nancy, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
with us. All right.
Thanks.
Okay, and we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with the rest of Native News Today.
The Muskogee language has always been a part of my life, and so I grew up speaking the language, and I've used it throughout my life. I found that people were interested in learning the language and wanting to revitalize it. The language immersion method of teaching is one that I'm comfortable with. It's a way of reconnecting with our histories and our cultures, and to give this gift or pass this gift on to our children. Mado, hadam chihijahlis.
For 3 years, kids have been asking their parents, what is that hill on the river going to be? What answer did you give?
Did you tell them that someday that half-finished structure will be one of America's most important attractions, bringing visitors from around the country and the world to Oklahoma?
Along with hundreds of millions of dollars into our economy.
There'll be state-of-the-art interactive displays that bring to life the stories, history, and culture of the 39 tribes that share this state.
A 210-acre landscape park and trail system. Beautiful retail and business space.
This will be another jewel in the crown of our state's tourism industry, and it will pay eternal tribute to the origin of our great state.
It's not a matter of whether we can afford to complete it. We simply can't afford not to. For the current generation of Oklahomans and the generations to come, let's finish it.
Let's finish it.
Let's finish it.
And welcome back to Native News Today. I want to thank Nancy again for stopping by. Great having her and visiting with all the great things going on in employment and training. Our first story this week takes us right over to our neighbors here in Holt-Mulgee, the College of the Muskogee Nation. We've been with them on this 10-year journey as they look forward to accreditation, a very, very big step for that college, and we're excited this week because the accreditation folks were in town. We went over to the college as they had a little reception and talked with some of the people there about this next step in its advancement.
We're having a site visit from the Higher Learning Commission, and the individuals here today are peer reviewers from community colleges throughout the United States, and so they will be here for 3 days visiting with faculty, staff, students, and Board of Regents. And as you noticed, we have a meeting going on here of tribal and community supporters. We have been preparing ourselves for, I would say, about 8 years. You know, we first started by attending the Higher Learning Commission annual conference. Our board first attended, and then later faculty and staff attended the annual conference. So we first went through the process of developing the PIF, which would allow us to be eligible for this process. And after that, then we went through the candidacy process, which took us about 2 years, and so we were approved for candidacy, and then after that, then here we are at this process. What we've been doing here in the past year is developing the self-study, which is a document that describes the college in relation to 5 criteria of the Higher Learning Commission. In addition to that, we've had to prepare other documents that would indicate federal compliance, as well as our history, and would emphasize that we are a tribal college. And at this point now, we will have to complete the site review, and then after a successful site review, we hope that we will get accreditation. If not, we'll pursue it again in 2 years. So we've been accelerated to a 2-year process because we did an excellent job on our candidacy, self-study, and site review.
Today's really what we call our final step. We've been looking at this for 10 years now. This is our 10th academic year. So it's kind of an accumulation of everything. It's from what our faculty has done through assessment. It's from what our regents have done, giving us direction. It's from working with the National Council and the chief and the funding to make this a complete college experience for our students. And so it's nice that we have, we're one of the few tribal colleges that has student housing. And then right now we're having construction will be completed in June. And they'll have a new 20,000 square foot facility with a fitness center, cafeteria, bookstore, our first science lab, and then it'll have 3 rooms with retractable walls that we can have conferences with. So today it's just kind of it's not really it's the final, the accumulation of all the things we've done, but we still have a lot of work to go after that. So the main thing they're looking at seems to be is really assessment. And you know, student learning, and there's so many different formats of the student learning that people look at. We have sent our staff to the Higher Learning Commission Assessment Academy. We have OSU in here bring their assessment people over. So that's one of the main issues. The other deal is policies and procedures, such as our Title IV financial aid, our student handbooks, our catalogs, and things like that. So they're looking at assessment. They're also looking at how we enforce our policies, and then they're looking at funding. You know, how are we going to be funded from here on out? This whole process is a process of the community, the National Council, the chief, all of our faculty, our regions and everything. So it's not just about, say, Dr. King or myself or a few other people. This is about Muskogee people. And we're making a big step right now on this. And so it's taken everyone to make this college where we are today. And so it's exciting to see the end of it, that process of it, because we all have had a lot of duties to this. But without the National Council and Principal Chief, this would not happen. So.
And thanks again to the folks at College of Muskogee Nation, and we'll be updating you on that accreditation process as we go along further with it. Not too long ago, the Principal Chief called up and said, Jason, I'd like to start a web series where I put out addresses to the Muskogee Creek Nation citizens. And I thought, that's a great idea, Chief. We'll do it. Not only that, we'll put it out on Native News Today so everyone can see it as well. And with that, the very first address from the Principal Chief who went in his office last week, he was kind enough to give us some time for this.
Hello, everyone. Principal Chief George Tiger. As we start, actually, we're in our third month of a new year, 2014. There's some exciting things I want to share with you. In the calendar year 2013, of course, we wanted to do something in terms of expanding our health facilities, our health care, improving health care, and we're certainly pleased to let you know that if you haven't heard by now, we purchased the what was George and I Rehabilitation Center and also the hospital here in Okmulgee. We felt like that those were very unique acquisitions for the nation. It's already starting to pay back in dividends, if you will, with the services that are being provided at those two facilities. Also, we have a clinic, an express clinic that's very successful. A lot of people enjoy the fact that they can go in and be seen quickly. It's in the hospital area of the Muskogee Creek Nation here in Okmulgee. In addition to that, we have a DME providing medical equipment through our health programs, and those are some of the things that we're doing. We're also excited about building a new hospital in Okemah. That's been a long time coming. We're very excited about that. In addition to that, we have stepped up, if you will, in providing more scholarships for our students, in particular with those that are pursuing doctoral degrees. That's the first time we've ever done anything like this, and we're excited about that. In addition to that, we've increased our scholarships through our higher ed program. And yet still on top of that, we have a higher education foundation program that's privately funded that enhances and helps with more additional monies for our students from the Muskogee Creek Nation attending schools. So it's been an exciting year. We're looking forward to in the 18th session of the National Council. We have some new members, and we're already in the process of working together to do more exciting things here in the year 2014. We're already looking ahead for our budget process. I've met with my cabinet members, and we're excited to be able to provide a budget that we feel very comfortable with. Of course, with the federal government and the funds that they provide being very competitive, we have to, in many cases, supplement the federal funding with our own tribal monies. And we're really blessed at the Muskogee Creek Nation that we're able to do that. In addition to that, we're already looking forward to the festival this year. This will be the 40th annual, and we encourage all of our citizens to be a big part of that. I want to thank the Muskogee Creek Nation National Council for providing much needed funding for that annual event. And this being the 40th year, we expect it to be even bigger and better than it's ever been before. In the last 2 years, we've had record-breaking crowds, and I know in the first year of 2012, we had about 30,000 plus. Last year, we had 40,000 plus, so we're kind of gearing up to expect about 50,000 plus for this 40th annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival. In addition to that, we're still looking for economic development that will allow us to provide jobs. In the last calendar year, we were able, through our tribal governmental programs and the tribal government itself, expand our employee rate by 600 new jobs, and we're really pleased with that. In fact, we're at a point now where we're needing space to be able to put all of our new employees and employees in general because of the rapid progress and the expansion of various programs that we're offering right now. But we're really pleased to make this report. I'll be making this report every 2 weeks. I want to thank our Muskogee Media, the Muskogee Creek Nation Communication Department, for allowing the opportunity for me to visit with you on a bi-monthly basis, and we'll look forward to again visiting in a couple of weeks. Until then, so long.
All right, the MMA world will turn to Tulsa here in just a week, as at Hard Rock Hotel and Casinos, The Joint, they will have the Legacy card coming up, Legacy MMA promotion, and heading that up would be Thomas Thunderkick Longacre, Muskogee Creek citizen, champion kickboxer, mixed martial artist, had a couple boxing matches. The guy's done it all in a long career, 15-year fight career. We went up to Thunderkick Fitness in Jinx to talk to Thomas about this new fight and his gym as well. Native fight fans, get ready. Creek citizen and champion martial artist Thomas Thunderkick Longacre is climbing back in the cage for the Legacy promotion that will make a stop at Tulsa's Hard Rock Hotel and Casino next Friday night. We caught up with Longacre at his Jinx gym, Thunderkick Fitness, to get his thoughts on this upcoming event.
March 21st is going to be this big event here at the Hard Rock Casino. It's going to be, it's going to be live on television, so if you can't make the fights, you can watch it at the Buffalo Wild Wings Tulsa Hills. They'll be airing it live that night. Tickets are on sale right now. You can come to the Thunderkick Fitness Gym to pick them up. Tickets are $45 and also I think $75 on tickets. You know, if you want to be up high or low. We're at the Joint. There's not really a bad seat there, so you're going to be able to come about it. And there's a lot of people from our gym. We got like 4 fighters from my gym that I'm training, and also myself training. So there's not too many people that do that coach and train and fight on the exact same shows all together. You know, so besides teaching classes, managing my fighters, training my fighters, at the same time I got to take care of me too, because I'm fighting on the same night. You know, but the thing is, my guys and me are planning on being the most exciting fights that night. He goes, my guys are just same style as I am. We come to fight. We don't come to put on a boring fight. We don't come on just to lay and pray and take somebody down, and lay on somebody. We don't dance around and run from people. No, we're in your face. We're gonna put. And so you're only gonna need to buy the edge of your seat, because that's all you're gonna need the whole night. You know, so come out March 21st, the Hard Rock Casino. If not, Buffalo Wild Wings at Tulsa Hills. So we're airing it live there. So if you can't make the tickets, bring the family, eat some wings, and have a good time up there.
For Longacre, the opportunity to fight on a Legacy card didn't intrigue him as much as getting his team some national exposure.
They got a hold of me actually on phone call and said, hey, we got a big opportunity about a big organization coming to Tulsa. How about, you know, you're the first name we had it on the list again. I was like, I'm all for it. Let's make it happen. And so I got one more left in me, you know. And then I said, all right, here's the deal though. But to get me on there, I want the rest of my guys to be on there too. So it was almost like an opportunity for me to help them through me. Like I said, I've been fighting 15 years. I've been there and done that. And I'm done with it, you know. But if that costs me to get ready for one more fight for these young guys to get in the foot in the door, and I'm all for it. And like I said, and then this has actually opened up some bigger opportunities, and more doors have been opened up like crazy because of this Legacy nationwide television, you know, event that's coming to Tulsa. And it's going to be great for the fight community and for the local casinos here in town as well.
He's also excited for other Creek fighters getting their chance to shine.
Besides myself being a Creek citizen, then we got Darryl Wilson. Darryl Wilson, he's an amateur up-and-comer. I think you guys did a story of him in the past, and he is, you know, he's been with me for about 1.5 years now. He's already had two belts underneath him, amateur titles, and now a chance to be on national television. You know, for a first-time fighter starting from here. He's actually one of my guys that actually started here, and I've been able to mold and help. And luckily enough, you know, I'm glad he's a Creek citizen too, because now Native youth can look up to him more also, just like myself. But, you know, you can make big things at a small package. As a small town guy, you know, come from a simple lifestyle, and then and great things are on the horizon for him right now.
Longacre knows his fight career is coming to a close, and he's glad that his success has allowed him to come back and make a difference in his home community.
Now I'm from my back door, where I've been raised, and, you know, even though we're in Jinx, but I've been fighting in Tulsa all my life. I've been raised in Creek County, so this was kind of like the middle grounds for an ideal place to have a gym. You know, and we're close to all the surrounding small towns that I grew up in. You know, it's a hop, skip, and a jump right there off Highway 75 and the Creek Turnpike, so we're quick to get here. But it's been great because, you know, I've been able to help out a lot of the youth programs, women's self-defense programs. You know, have had some of the native programs coming up here, and I do a class with the young kids as well. Man, doors have been open for actually being able to help people's lives, not so just as in the physical part, as in just getting shape, but really this is almost like a safe haven, a place to train. I said, when you come to the place, you feel it, you see it, and the people that's in the gym, you can feel it and see it. So we're all about helping people, bringing positive people in the gym, and bringing hurting people too at the same time. So when they leave, they're going to feel better than when they came in when they leave. So. And that's the name of the game. It's all about helping people, and we got a great staff up here. Classes are booming and rocking and rolling. You know, man, it's just great. It's a great feeling to have.
Okay, and that'll wrap us up for this week's episode of Native News Today. You know, we got to thank all the great people that made it happen this week, and we hope that you certainly enjoyed last week's episode. Not to look in the rearview mirror, but last week's episode with our 400th episode, looking back at, you know, 100, 200, 300, now 400. You know, I'm sure when we hit 500, we'll look back on last week's episode and laugh at it. But, you know, it was neat to go back and walk down memory lane. I've had some people stop me this week and say, hey, man, congratulations on 400. Doing a great job, and also thanks for putting that out, because it was fun seeing the old episodes and, you know, walking a little bit, you know, back in those footsteps and seeing what we were doing at that time. It's always neat to go back and see yourself in history and really, you know, relive those moments. So that was a lot of fun, and want to thank everybody out there for their kind words. We couldn't have done it without you. We couldn't have done it without all the crew here, Jared, Tyler, all the folks making it happen. And I want to thank especially too Darren DeLon. He's actually helped us with some production here before on the show, but specifically this week, putting together a piece on our 400th episode in the Muskogee Nation News newspaper. And so folks that get that at home, I know a lot of you get that, excited about getting the paper, look for our story on the 400th episode. He interviewed myself, Jared, talking a little bit about our process and what brought us to 400 and sort of, you know, all the hurdles we've jumped over throughout the years, and really just the pleasure of, you know, bringing this to you folks every week, this television program. So that's neat there. You can see us on TV, but now you can see us in print this week as well. So that was a lot of fun. I want to thank Darren for that, doing a great job. I want to thank all of our interview subjects this week. Of course, Principal Chief allowing us to come over to the office and get his address and put it out to the citizens. That's very important, being connected to the tribe like that. Also, Thomas Thunderkick Longacre, want to wish him the best of luck this Friday night. Go get him, Thunderkick, and we'll be looking for great things from you. Doing a wonderful job at that gym. Also, the College of Muskogee Nation, wonderful organization there, great people with that, you know, steaming towards accreditation. Can't wait for that day, and it's going to be a wonderful thing for the college, and they just keep moving forward step by step. So want to thank all those great people that made it happen this week. Want to thank you folks out there for watching us. Catch us on CW 1219. Catch us online at Native News Guys is our Twitter. Native News Today on Facebook. Go to our YouTube channel. Check it all out. Muskogee Creek Nation homepage. You can see us on there too. So everybody out there, take care. God bless, and have a great week.